The Secretary General of Jubilee Party is our guest tonight, and the business of the day is just to allow for him to articulate what Jubilee has in store for the people of Kenya, of course, as we're eyeing the 2027 general elections. And of course, as far as we're concerned, we know that they have picked Honorable Dr. Fred Matiang'i as their preferred presidential candidate. But he clarifies this evening to say that the floor is still open for any other person who would be interested. Yeah. But of course, having seen you go around, perhaps gone to places like, the Nyanza region of this nation, speak of Nyamira, Kisii and everything, is a clear indication that maybe you as the Secretary General are convinced that there's no other individual that would come on board would challenge the capability of Dr. Fred Matiang'i.
No, not quite. We hope that we can, because at any given time, our constitution talks of, actually has a lot of emphasis on meritocracy, as opposed to these appointments that we are seeing to just balance equations and try and see whether you can do some political gymnastics to please legions. And we are looking around and see who, any other person who has better credentials than him, again, available, will be ready to see. And you just cut me short when I was saying some of the things that are really hurting Kenyans today.
Yes.
We introduced at the Jubilee, again, Matiang'i was the Minister for Education. We got capitation to 22,000 shillings per child. KK came and reduced it to 11. This year, they are bringing it to 3,000. And if what they have said comes true, they're heading to scrapping the capitation. You and I know, and I remember I talked about this issue 2008. I don't know where you are. But 2008, there is an issue about the Kenya National Examination Council. The level of cheating that was going on and corruption
was high.
The delayed results. Matiang'i got there, strengthened it, and it came out. We were getting results until the other day before we went for Christmas. It was just around Christmas time. What happened this year? Why would results be withheld when the marking was finished way back in November? What doctoring is going on? So we are really sliding back to those areas.
And what will it take for us to restore this? Trust.
It will just take a person of character. As a person,
one individual
who doesn't. Yes, Kibaki came into office. I want to remind you.
Right.
Kibaki came into office, and even before he left Muthaiga for State House, he said we are going to have free secondary education. At the height of all the difficulties we had with COVID, Uhuru gave us the free secondary education. It is the individual, the conviction of that individual that matters more than anything.
We began by you saying that the KK government...
Of course, leader, we also need institutions to support.
Right.
But the vision of that individual who has asked for that office is very important. Remember, during Kibaki's time, we got the Vision 2030. Uhuru came within Vision 2030, picked the big four. I think we were calling the
agenda.
Big Four.
Yeah.
Today, what vision is leading us? What vision even this broad-based government that Raila is joining?
And the bottom-up approach is not good enough.
What vision? To go where? Shakahola? Where we all die so that we can go to heaven? And we die in a...
We have the bottom-up approach.
If that is a vision that helps you wake up tomorrow, I can't quarrel with you, but I have a problem with it. A vision that tells us mathematics can no longer be a compulsory in this country, and what is compulsory is PE, community service learning, something we have English and Kiswahili and sign language. You remove maths from being a compulsory subject in this country. And then you really don't understand what is
how
Vision
critical
2030,
it is, you think?
What Vision 2030 is all about. Because all these things are tied, and there is a system that needs to produce human resource of this nature.
But is it not in order, yes, for a leader who comes on board and they realize that perhaps things are not working, as good as we would all expect, to disrupt and to give us a turnaround that would maybe eventually go beyond what we see,
I would really be happy to know that this is a cabinet decision. Because if it is a cabinet decision, then we really are...
You suppose it's an individual decision?
I hope it is a decision. I have no hope on that. It's a dead thing. If you are removing maths as a compulsory subject, you really are not thinking for the good of this country.
You talked about
just talking about things. I will talk about IBC.